Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this quick and easy all-in-one samp and lamb stew recipe. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. All the measurements will be available for you in the description box below. So I'm going to start off with the instructions for my samp. I've just measured out my samp and then I've added it into my pot, and to that I'm going to be adding some stock cubes, and I'm going to be adding 2 of those, and then I'm just going to allow that to melt through inside my water, and then that will then set the process for cooking my samp. I'll then be cooking my samp for 2 to 3 hours, and I would strongly recommend that you do the 2 dishes concurrently or almost at the same time, just because it will be easier that way. But for the purposes of this video, I've done it separately, and this is what the samp is actually looking like after an hour of cooking, and then this is what it's looking like after 3 hours of cooking. So it's not entirely soft, but it's soft enough for me to proceed with cooking the lamb and then move over to the next step. So with the lamb, I'm starting off with some lamb. I'm going to be adding that into my pot. Then I'm just going to brown it on all sides inside the pot. You can add oil if you want to. I didn't add any oil in mine. I just allowed it to brown by just continuously mixing it, as you can see me doing now. Okay, and the browning portion of this recipe is also just to make sure that your lamb is so soft at the end when you're done cooking it. So as you can see, I'm trying to ensure that I've browned all sides of my lamb. Then to that, I'm going to be adding some onions. I'm going to give it a mix as well, just so that I can evenly distribute this. I'm going to put the lid back on and allow this to cook until my onions are nice and translucent. That'll take around 10 minutes. Okay, so once that is done, I'm then going to proceed with adding the flavors to our dish. This is also a very important step. As you guys know, I like making easy recipes, so I don't add a lot of spices, but the taste always turns out to be really nice. So I'm starting off with paprika. Paprika is just there to intensify the color of the samp and lamb stew when we're done. Then I'm going to be adding some turmeric. Then I'm going to be adding some curry powder. I use medium curry powder, but you can use whichever one you prefer. If you want it to be hot or more spicy, you can definitely go ahead and use that. Then I'm also going to be adding some salt seasoning. I'm going to give that a quick mix just so that all the spices are nice and evenly distributed. Then I'm going to move over to adding some tomato paste. Then I'm going to add my stock cube again, and then to that I'm going to be adding some water, just enough water for my lamb to cook in. And the rule of thumb is just add enough water that your lamb gets covered in it, and then we're going to allow that to simmer for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, you can see that the color of your stew has also changed. It is becoming darker, and over time you'll also see that as the liquid reduces, it starts to become richer and thicker. So at this point, after around 20 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add my potatoes. So I've just peeled and cubed my potatoes, and then I'm going to be adding them into my pot. I'm going to allow those to cook through for an additional 20 minutes. So cooking time here is around 40 minutes. So after that, you can see my potatoes are now cooked, and also my sauce has also started to thicken. You can see that also when you're mixing your stew, you can see that, you know, the sauce has definitely thickened. It's not the same as what it was before. So at this point, I am done with adding my vegetables. If you want to add things like carrots, you're welcome to do so. Green beans, you're also welcome to do so, but I prefer to keep it as basic as possible. Then I've moved back over to my samp, and I'm just going to be adding the lamb back into the samp. I'm going to add all the meat as well as the sauce, and then I'm going to show you guys the next process that we're going to follow. Okay, so now the next step will be to evenly combine everything, and I would caution you guys with mixing it recklessly. Try and mix your samp from the bottom up, and just make sure that all your samp is covered in the lamb stew sauce. You can see now that as we add it to our lamb, the sauce is even much less runnier than what it was in the pot, and that's completely fine. At this point, I would also like to say that you need to decide how runny you want yours to be. I didn't want mine to be too thick, so I did add a little bit of water. This is also me bearing in mind that as it cools down and it sits, it will definitely also thickening up. So I've added a little bit of water, and then I'm going to allow my stew to simmer for around 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, I'm just going to give it a mix just so that everything is nice and evenly combined. You can see that it's nice and runny as well. It's just so good. And this is such a quick and easy recipe for winter days when it's cold like it is now. It just warms up your soul. So that is it for this recipe. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. Comment in the comment section, like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.